Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, 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 yeah. Hey,
We need to
Thank you
start
for
it, man.
doing this, man. I
No,
really do
appreciate you
appreciate
having
it.
me,
I've been a
man.
fan of yours for a minute, and I'm excited to talk to you.
Appreciate you, bro.
You're in Atlanta?
Yeah, I'm in the A, man.
All right, you guys didn't get snow. We got hit with a crazy snowstorm last night.
Oh yeah, you know what they were saying? It was supposed to do some shit here, man, but it's Atlanta. It didn't do nothing. That's how it is here. We got the weirdest weather.
Does it ever snow down there?
Rarely. We got it last week to be last week we got snow, but it rarely snows here, bro.
Do they like cancel the schools and shit when it
Yeah,
snows
whenever
like a
yeah.
little bit?
Yeah, if it's like the smallest ice on the road, they go cancel some shit, bro. If a nigga wastes a bag of ice on the road, Atlanta go cancel it.
You ever been on the road where you hit any crazy snowstorms?
Ooh, hell yeah. Ritz and Snow the Product. We were on a tour and we were going through like Colorado and it was a crazy snowstorm. I don't even know how we was gonna make it. And a couple of times actually, uh Canada. I did a tour in Canada maybe like 4 years ago, man, and it was like at snow fucking peak and I didn't know how we got through that shit, but we did it. Fuck it.
Some shining shit?
Facts. Yeah, exactly.
It's so funny. Why do you think like I don't know, your like the music that you're in does so well in Canada? Because I talked to Webby about that. Webby does crazy shows up in Canada.
Yeah, Webby do. You know, me and Webby got a show on 420. Me and him doing some shit. Yeah, I don't know what it is, man. Canada, you know what it is? It's something about like Canada and then also over in Europe, like something about they like authentic hip hop. You know, they it seem like they go with the spitters a lot more. I don't know
Yeah.
why, but
Do
they
you
they love they
consider a break between like authentic hip hop and like do you listen to like the fun stuff? Like what do you consider that like are you on one
I
side of the fence or the other?
no, hell no. I'm on like my music spectrum and taste is so ridiculous, bro. I'll go from listening to fucking Young Thug to listening to the fucking Cure. So my shit is everywhere. I'm broad. I'll go from listening to Wu-Tang, like even when I was coming up, like I just like whatever's dope, I like, bro. I'm not one of those hip hop snobs. And the reason I even said more authentic hip hop because hip hop kind of started with the more of a, it was about lyricism in the start, and I consider that like it still has those elements versus other music may not have those elements. But I'm not like a person that would sit here and say like that's not hip hop or that's nah, I fuck with it too. I make some of that shit too as well.
Yeah.
So I can't, I can't, yeah. I don't stand on one side. As long as the shit sound good, bro, I fuck with
Have
it.
you ever put out any shit like that that's really like
Left field. You know what? I started um towards last summer. I was putting out some different shit under a different name called Kill the Coyote. It was I only did like two tracks. I'm sitting on like damn near a whole album full of that shit. But I only put out just to test the water, two of them. It was sort of like very new wave 80s influence type style.
what made you
So
want to
yeah,
do that?
because you know what it is, bro? I fuck with that shit. Like I listen to that type of shit probably more than anything. I just never had the balls to do it. And for some reason, I'm just now starting to get the balls to dabble around with it and put it out. It was something I always wanted to do. I just, just now I'm, like I said, getting the balls to do it. So that's really what it was, bro.
Do you think it's there wasn't like why did you feel the freedom to finally do it? I don't want to speak for you.
Nah, I think it's just getting comfortable with yourself. I dabbled around with it, and just it was sitting on stuff and never put it out. It's the same as, when an artist, regardless of what music you do, whenever get brave enough to get out of your own head and say, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna just put it out and see what happens. It's that, jumping in the water type of vibe mentality. So that's really what it is, man. Just finally getting the courage to do it, really. That's what did it.
And I
But
feel
I
like
always made it though. I just never put it out.
that's so crazy to hear as like a fan, but then I get it as like a stand-up too, where it's like you almost don't create for you create for yourself. And I don't know, it's for you, it's probably weird because it's like, is it weird for you to put stuff out or to have people relate to it because like you're just creating on your own?
Um, in that, not necessarily.
Or even at all, like when you rap really personal things, how does it feel when people connect to it?
Oh, see that. See, it's more easier with rap because I think that's I've been doing rap for so long, so I've gotten used to it. But it that's the reason why I do it is in a sense like if I put more like a retrospective song out or if I put like my personal feelings or what I'm going through on a song, um, I do it in that sense of I'm not an idiot. I know I'm not the only person that's going through stuff, but sometimes you feel like that. So when I write that shit and then I hear other people, go through something that they relate to it, honestly, it's sort of like a relief. It's like, oh shit, I'm not that crazy. Okay. So for me, it's more of a relief.
Do you ever regret getting too personal with things you write or
No, you know what? I regret more so. I ain't even gonna say a regret, bro. But sometimes I look back because when I first started, I guess I ain't gonna say when I first started, but once I got known, I was just kind of testing the waters, doing some outlandish shit. I regret more of the chaotic shit I've probably said more so than the personal shit. I don't never regret none of the
you mean
personal
the
shit.
like freebasing shit and the
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
type shit?
And I don't regret making that. It's just sometimes as you get older and then you get kids and shit, you start looking back and you start listening to that shit, and it's like, ooh, some of that shit. I said some crazy shit. So I don't want to say it's a regret, but I look back like I sometimes say I could have toned it down a little bit, but then putting that shit out kind of helped propel my career. So at the same time, I guess no, to say that I guess no, I don't regret it.
Did you ever get any kickback from that shit at all?
Oh yeah, I got lots of kickback, bro. Like lots of kickback. I remember and I come from the era if you say like a slur, like let's just say they consider it like let's say if you say the F bomb, right?
Hmm.
When I came up saying that didn't necessarily you wasn't necessarily saying that because someone was a homosexual. You was just saying it. It's sort of like another way of saying somebody was pussy.
Yeah.
So I dropped a lot of that. So one time I was performing at a spot and a friend that came brought one of the it was a lesbian female. She brought her lesbian friend and they heard it. It's crazy that she showed up and she was just giving me all this flack about, I listened to your songs. I never heard anything until my friend put me on to you and I was listening to it. And she was like, a lot of that stuff is offended. And she was just kind of giving me the rundown of how, and I had to tell her like my intentions was not to offend you. Like it was just, it wasn't coming in that type of place. So yeah, I've gotten a lot of pushback, comments and shit when I first came out. Yeah, I got a lot of this shit, bro.
I think the social media aspect, because like I remember when that shit came out and you're enjoying it, you don't really see the you don't there was social media wasn't a thing in the same way that you could see comments. Like you kind
Mhm.
of just enjoyed it for yourself, and then you don't know what other people's opinions on it really are.
Yeah.
You either like it or you don't.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like that.
Facts. Facts.
It's like Dave Blunt's now. He says that shit. He says some shit that I'm like, it's 2025. It's crazy that he's as big as he is saying the shit that he is.
And I'm one of those guys, bro. I'm just be honest with you. I don't think any artist or comedian or anybody should hold back on what they want to express. There's repercussions that come with it. I mean, you might offend some people, but I still don't think I'm still not one for toning that shit down. Like, hey, if you want to go hard in the paint with this shit, do it. Fuck it.
I agree, but it's funny to hear you say that like you wished that it was a little bit like hearing it now that you're a father, or now that you're older, listening back to it. because I don't know that it like do you take it personally? Like when you listen it back, do you be like, damn, this is me rapping it, or damn, this is me like spitting it in what I was the character quote unquote that I was trying to back in the day?
No, I look at it the same way I intended it to come out because when I put it out, it was honestly I was just wanting to put out a project that was just outlandish. That was the whole intentions of it. That's why the name of the shit it was like freebasing with Kevin Bacon and Huff and Glue with Hasselhoff. Like the intentions of putting that out was just have fun and not care. But no, sometimes I listen to certain things and it's just like, ooh, that was kind of heavy at this. Why did I say that? Like that line was insane. But I don't, like I say, I don't necessarily regret it, but I listen to it and I'm like, it kind of make me, yeah, I'll turn this shit down if, my kids in the car. My kids getting older, except for my younger two, but, I got two older ones. But I turn that shit down. Like I got one, what was the shit with me and Ari the Rugged Man? I said, they say you are what you eat. I don't recall eating an effing rapist. Like I was just thinking of it, Then when I was writing it was that was the intention, just to say some outlandish shit. But now, like I say, listen to that line now. It's like, ooh, okay, turn that shit down for my kids in the whip.
You want to know what's mad funny that you say that is because I was listening to what was that last Eminem album that he was like Slim Shady again or whatever.
The one he just dropped.
The one he just dropped, yeah.
Yeah. It's like I can't pronounce the name of that shit.
But you know what I'm talking about. And it's like people were like, "Oh, he's saying the shit that he used to say." And it's like I don't even think it's that. I just think like the world has kind of moved on from like saying the shit he did. Like I don't fault him. It just didn't age that. Like him doing it now doesn't sit as well as him doing it in the past. Like it's cool that
Exactly.
like yeah.
That's actually more of a perfect breakdown to it, or a perfect analogy in a sense. It just don't really age well. That's what it is. It don't age well with you and a lot of my shit, I still say some outlandish shit now, but most of the shit I do now is more so personal versus just saying some outlandish shit for the sake of it. And then you got to think we come from that era to where we were influenced by certain artists that were outlandish and said crazy. That was what hearing a crazy bar was. Like when Nas would say, I went to hell for snuffing Jesus or some shit like that. It was just like you was like, oh, that was crazy. Or when Big L would say certain shit, it was just the more outlandish it was, the more the bar hit. So same with Redman. Redman had, the Superman lover where he was going insane on that shit. Like that whole story, in a sense, was crazy. So if you were influenced by that type of music, you were more so you would probably go in that lane of what you write. So that's what come from, bro. We was just influenced by a lot of that shit. That's what bars were like. The more outlandish the shit was, the iller it was. You know what I'm saying? We didn't look at it like oh man, this is wow. It was just like that. As the MC, you just said he just took it that fucking far. That's what it was, really. So that's how we kind of looked at it. But as music progressed, you right, the shit sometimes it might not age as well.
No, I trust me, and I think it does age well. Like going back and listening to it, I just think, I guess, it's like social media wasn't a part. Like someone's music doesn't have to be good if they have a good social media presence now. It'll like
Facts.
equal out, but that means that the music is as real as their social media persona is. Before, like
Facts.
you weren't like a real person online, and the music. It was like you were just making the music. You didn't have to make that equally as like, oh, I'm filming a
Yeah.
video of me doing this shit. Actually, like
Yeah.
the kid, like rappers are now type shit.
And you took it as that, like at least for me, I took it as that, like if I listen to a Redman, I took it as that's Redman the character. But in my head, I wouldn't think that Redman the fucking adult or M the adult is really punching hookers with a roll of quarters. Like I
Yeah.
didn't take it literal. I just thought this shit was
Yeah.
just ill. They were saying that type of shit. I
Because
took it for the art value.
as a comedian, I get interested in that because I'm like, damn, rappers get away with saying a lot of shit that like comedians, it's because we're not, it's like we're just talking. But I was wondering if it affected you, like did it ever affect your business? What you were saying, like, did it ever affect in that way?
In this, I'll tell you this, it affected it in this sense. It did kind of like stop certain opportunities. Like, let's say in the earlier days when I was with Funk Volume, and let's say a brand may come through, or let's say management was looking for brand deals or certain things like that. Um, I would say probably in the funk volume aspect, Dizzy was probably more so the one that would get those opportunities because his music wasn't as outlandish as certain things that me and Hobson was saying. So in that aspect, it does kind of fuck up business because they'll hear certain songs and they won't really want to associate the business with if your brand is like like I said,
Yeah.
they saying a bunch of crazy shit. Depending on what it is though, they're not really going to, it's going to be kind of difficult for you to get certain brand deals with certain things. And I was, I'm a sneakerhead, a clothes head, so it was like certain shit I just wanted. Shout out to Converse though. Converse came through back in the day, but yeah, it can depending on I'm gonna just say this for artists. I never say hold back, but I'm gonna say always be conscious when you are think of the bigger picture as well. Think
Yeah.
about what is this? Because I remember this shit. Because I remember when I first put out Free Base, and at the time, Ray Daniels was managing me. Ray Daniels and my homeboy Slow. And I remember Ray saying, "Hey man, you sure you want to put this project out? Because you're saying a bunch of crazy shit." And Ray knew I came from, I had other songs that wasn't as crazy. And he was saying, "You sure? Because once you put this out and it goes, you're kind of gonna be pigeonholed to that shit." And I was like, "Nah, I'll put that out." So I would say just be more conscious of like the bigger picture because that can happen. You
Do
can
you
make
feel
what you
like you
want
were
of it.
pigeonholed into that?
To some aspect, I think certain fans that that took a liking to it, if I would pivot and do something else, they always want me to go back to the outlandish shit. Like that's what hit them. And so yeah, I still feel like that they like that side of me more so than, you know, the retrospective side.
Yeah. That is, and this is, I'm not even like, I'm not a hater or a fan. I'm of just like normal of like Eminem. Not, I never talk about him on the podcast. That's funny. He's coming up again, but it's like, he says the craziest shit and he's like a big rapper. Like, that's crazy that it would affect you.
Yeah, I know, right? You know, I don't, and I think when Eminem was popping though, the times was a little different. Um, it wasn't as, and I think it's kind of getting back to people not as sensitive as it was. We had some little weird pocket we were going through the past 5 years, but at the time when he was putting his shit out, it wasn't really. You didn't really have like you say the social media. You didn't have like, of course he got flack from it, but it wasn't in your face every day like how certain things are now. Someone get offended. Somebody can go do like a 20-second TikTok reel or something and make a video about how they're offended by something and it gets, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You didn't have a bunch of opinions or voices to be out in the front like that.
Are you a stand-up fan?
Yeah, I love it, bro. Yeah, hell
I
yeah.
feel like it is kind of going the other way. I feel like the like stand-ups are kind of going crazy again for what
Yeah,
they're,
it is.
it's like the PC shit's kind of like going away in a weird way.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of getting. I'm not gonna say it's getting back, but it's definitely toning down. It's not as crazy as we were like 2-3 years ago. I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I think people
Yeah,
realize
I
like,
love stand up, bro.
yeah, who are some of your favorites right now?
Um, you know what's so crazy, bro? And I used to see anytime I used to be in LA, I would always hit the comedy store. But it's a couple of them, bro. It's one guy. I ain't gonna say he's my favorite, but I think the shit he doing is hilarious. It's a what's his name? Fahim. I wish I can pronounce his last name, bro.
Anwar?
Anwar. That's it. Fahim Anwar.
He's
Um,
hilarious. He's like silly funny, which I
yeah,
love.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. Him. Who else, bro? It's a lot of them, bro. I was watching some special. I kind of got hip to him not too long ago. Damn, of course, the Dave Chappelle is the GOAT to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Dave Chappelle. Damn, who else? You know who else? Uh, you used to hear people talking about him, but to me, I think he's one of the GOATs, bro. And he don't get the flowers he deserves, probably because of his scandal. Louis C.K., bro.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I
I
think
think he's insane.
it is tough that because like he's back and shit, but it is funny how many people are inspired by him, but like can't say they're inspired
Yeah,
by him. You know what
yeah.
I mean? Like,
Go back and listen to. It's like I don't even. To me, I don't think he has a weak special. You know him. I said, of course. You know Patrice O'Neal had crazy shit.
mhm.
Uh, Bill Burr. A lot. It's a lot of man. It's this dude. What's his name? I just like. He's not more. I'm not gonna say this dude is more so funny. It's just I like the shocking aspect of his shit. It's sort of like that outlandish shit. The Anthony, what's his name? Jesselink.
Oh, Anthony Jeselnik.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Have you
yeah.
ever seen Renee
Uh,
Vodka?
no, is
Oh,
that the?
bro, he
I feel
just
like
is
I keep.
lit. He's so drunk on stage and he just roasts the audience. He'll get couples to break up in the audience. He'll get
Hilarious.
Bro, there was one video where it's like a dude sitting with his chick and he finds out they're just friends. And then he's like, oh, so he's paying. Are you gonna fuck him tonight? And she's like, no. And then there was like a chick sitting by herself over there. So she's like, well, he's like, I'm gonna pay for both of your drinks if you go sit over there with that chick. And he goes and
Oh,
leaves the chick he's with, bro. He be going crazy.
yo, send me his links, bro.
All right,
I need
yeah,
to check him
Renee
out.
Vodka. Would you ever do stand up?
Nah, I can't even. I would. I don't even think I got it, man. It seemed like y'all got to do a lot of work, bro. Like I hear all the shit you guys got to do, like all you know, you got to go to the clubs and work this shit out and do. It seemed very time consuming, and then you got to think of shit. I'm gonna say shit, even if it's 5 minutes, thinking of 5 minutes of consistent funny shit is to me it seems more difficult than writing a rap.
I mean, maybe, but it's like going to the open mics, practicing is like being in the studio. How I see it
Yeah.
is like every audience is a beat, and you have to like choose how you're gonna like work on that beat type shit. But I don't know. All right, do you feel this with, because you're a really good performer? There's certain people who can make a song but suck at performing, and you can
Oh
tell
yeah.
they just didn't put in the practice that they needed.
Yeah. Yeah, for that, for performance, for me, I think that's a big part because I've been to rap. I don't even really go to rap shows because I always feel like it's not a lot of rappers that's going to blow me away, but rock shows always do it. Um, so that was just an element I was always influenced by, man. When I would see certain people when I go to a show and it was just like, oh, they killed it. It was just, it kind of influenced me like, nah, I got to make sure I kill it on the show. The same way I do it, you know, putting the effort into writing the rap or making the song. I want to put that same effort into the show as well.
Yeah. What are some of the best shows you've seen?
You know what's crazy, brother? I'm gonna say this hands down, the best live show I ever seen in my entire life, and I got to see this guy before he died. Is Prince, hands down, fucking Prince, the illest show I've ever seen in my life. I was just like, damn, this shit is crazy. Um, it was just for a person to put on a show. I just thought that shit was crazy. I'm gonna say who else? Who else did it? I think Radiohead had it. See, that's what's so crazy, bro. I be into so much rock shit. Um, I was in Jersey one time. I went to a Radiohead show, and just the vibe and the ambience of the show was so dope. Um, Rap wise, some of the dudes that used to influence me back in the day, the craziest rap shows I would go to. And this is before shit kind of before rappers was doing stage dive. The first people I saw like rap wise stage diving, I went to it was a fucking once again I keep saying this dude's name. It was a Red Man show. It was Red Man. and he had I want to say shit. He brought out like Keith Murray and shit, like that whole little Death Squad with Eric Sermon, and the show was so dope, and the energy was so crazy. That was like another one, bro. You know who else had a decent show? Who came out with dope energy? Shit. Damn. Who else? Oh, damn. It was just on. Oh my god, dude. I can't even. Damn. But yeah, for me, it's been more so rock than rap.
I
Just
feel
the
like
energy of the rock.
Redman, and I go to mostly like rock concerts. I don't listen to it as much, but I love going to the concerts.
Yeah.
I listen to rap
Yeah.
mostly. But I feel like Redman is such like a rapper's rapper. Everyone
Yeah.
mentions him as like their most influential or their favorite show, but he's not like brought up much in like the grand scheme of things.
Facts, bro. I agree with you on that. I think because for me, he kind of was, for my taste of what I like. I think he was just like a dope package. He had this bars, he had the storytelling. His videos was always dope. Visuals was dope. Stage performance was always dope. It was just like he embodied like the full package of great fucking MC to me, man.
He
So
also
I think
reached
that's why.
he reached the peak, but he never wanted to become like a business in a way where it wasn't exciting anymore.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Like his albums were just the albums he wanted to make. Even the one he just put out
Hmm.
that has like 30 tracks on it. It's like
Yeah, she
he
got a lot of fucking tracks on that
it
shit,
got
dude.
a lot of tracks on it.
Damn.
Wait, how many singles did you release in 2024?
Ooh. 2024. I didn't I released a lot solo wise. I didn't really do a lot solo, but me and Demrick were working on a project, so we had put out a bunch of shit, man. A bunch of them. You know what's so crazy,
Because I've
bro?
listened to the solo ones, but I was scrolling and I was like, bro, you had hella music in 2024. Maybe it is
Yeah.
features.
No. It's a lot of features as well. But yeah, no, 2024 and 2023, I was just putting out a bunch of singles. So I'm gonna say within the year of between maybe 2020, maybe 2021 to 2024, maybe shit, bro, maybe like 100 singles or some shit like that.
That's
Maybe a
crazy.
little, yeah. And I
That's
only did that because of the climate now. It's like you got to put out singles. It's for some reason I don't know why. It is. I guess it's that short attention span market where it's just all about the singles and not necessarily the album.
yeah, you haven't had a solo album in a minute, right?
Nah, it's been a minute since the last solo album I put out was 2008 I think. Me and Kato, we did the Yuck Food project. That was the
That's
last.
see, yeah, because
That
you
was
had the
it.
singles compilation one, but
Yeah.
that's crazy. Why is that?
That just the way the climate of the industry changed, and I feel like my fan base would love an album. Um, but I just was just like, man. And also, I'm gonna say this too. When I put out all the other projects besides Mink Coat Killer and Slow Motion 2, I felt like I had a better platform. Like, I was on when me and Kato put out Yuck Fu, I was on Rock Nation. And so that was a good platform. Before then, I was with Funk Volume and Warner. So it's like the platforms to put out a project, the things that you need to roll out a project, I felt was there versus when you independent, completely independent, and you may have limited funds or not the access to certain things that you used to have. Because I feel like when you do an album, you want to do like a nice press run. Um, you want to do a fired digital campaign. And all that shit kind of take money, man. So if you don't have that bread like that, sometimes it just might not get the traction that you wanted to get. So that's just my excuse, but that's kind of been my holdback, to be honest with you.
Do you
But
think?
all
But
them
what?
fucking singles I put out was albums, was damn near like fucking, I just put them out as singles.
Exactly. But do you think you need that anymore in today's climate, in 2025, do you think you need that big money rollout for an album anymore? Because
N-
you could have one freestyle go viral on like On the Radar or some shit, which
I'm gonna say that too. No, I don't even think people are like dissecting albums like they used to no more. That's why I say it's like the climate change. It's they like you said, somebody might capture one viral moment with one song or a freestyle. So I don't even think the albums matter anymore, to be honest with you. Unless it's your core fan base. If your core fan base was introduced to you from projects, I think they still want to hear it. But for the masses and the way they seem to consume
yeah.
music now, it don't really matter now. Shit, I don't even think spending a bunch of money on videos matter no more. Because like you just said, shit, you can go viral off of a On a Radar freestyle or TikTok fucking freestyle someone did in a room. And so
Yeah.
all that money you spent on a video, shit, you could have pocket that and maybe use that as far as like maybe putting that in like YouTube at some sort of advertising or something like that.
How do you feel about that?
It's it's just getting used to it, man. It's just it's one of those things you just gotta tell yourself, like, you
Because you
know,
ain't really a social media guy. You don't post a ton.
nah, I don't, bro. That's something I've never gotten really good with. And I don't have I think the shit that you want to do, you want to be passionate about, for some reason, just like posting all the time, it just and I understand the climate is changing. That's what you need to do to get traction these days. But I still just, I don't know, bro. I just, I'm one of those people to where it just never hit me like that, dog. So I'm so aware that it's a problem, and it could cause a problem in the way you market yourself. But I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I was about to be like, is it a problem or are you just living your life happy? Like,
Yeah, I think that's how it is, bro. I'm cool. And I think that's you know if you want to be a certain type of artist in today's climate, you got to know what it comes with, and if you're willing to do certain things that kind of, but if you're not, you can't get mad at it. You just got to be happy with your decision. So I think that's what it is. You're right. I'm cool either way.
yeah. Do you wish you were better at it? Like, is that something?
Yeah, yeah. Of course, I definitely wish I was better at it, but I just don't have the passion to to care. You know what I'm saying? I wish I
Yeah.
cared, but I honestly don't care at the same time.
Is that why you think you're making the excuse me, what is it not kill all
Yeah,
the
kill,
wolf
kill the coyote.
kill the coyote? Is that why you feel like you could do that now? It's like this is just fresh and fun.
Yeah, yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. It feel. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I enjoy making that shit, and the traction for that shit hasn't picked up like crazy steam at all. I enjoyed making those songs more than sitting down making a rap song nowadays.
Do you get the whole Andre shit? The like, what am I rapping about now? Like, do you
Oh,
feel like
hell yeah, I
done?
get
Do
that.
you feel done with rap kind of mentally?
I'm gonna tell you this. I do it because it's still one of the main ways I pay my bills. Um, and if money was not an issue and I didn't have to worry about taking care of kids and paying bills, and money was not an issue, I would be happy if someone said you never have to make a rap song ever. I'm cool with that.
Damn. When did you
I'm
start
super cool with
feeling
that.
that? When did you start feeling that?
Um, Probably, man, within the past 3 years. I'm gonna say the past 3 years, I started kind of feeling like that because um, what drove me and my passion when I came in is just the climate of it was not like it is now. And like I said, things change, and if you just gotta adapt to the change, and if you can't adapt to the changes, you just can't. Don't beat yourself up about it. You just gotta be honest with yourself. Like, it's what it is now is just not, or accept the progress you're gonna make. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just something about it. Just I don't know. It just don't hit me like it used to. I guess that's what it is. The passion for being this rapper, because the things that I thought mattered does not matter no more. So when you're passionate about something and the things that it mattered, it just don't matter no more. It doesn't. No one gives a fuck about how good you can rap no more. It's all about, like you said, my 5-year-old son can come out here and make a viral TikTok and say nothing and probably get farther than anybody that's trying to put their heart and soul in pursuing something. You know what I'm saying? It's just a different climate, bro. And it's just kind of something about this climate took away the passion. Or it could also be I might be a little burnt out because I've been rapping since I was a fucking kid, bro. I'm in my fucking 40s now, so it's inevitable. You're not gonna, the fire or the flame might start going down a little bit.
Hmm. But it's
So
funny
yeah.
that the pivot was still to making music.
Oh yeah, because I love creating. That's never gonna go away. It's just, just long as I got some sort of outlet to create, um, that's always gonna be there
Yeah.
for me. It's never gonna go away. Maybe I don't want to make a fucking rap song, but I still like producing. I still have that same passion when it comes to producing a beat. That has not left at all. Like I can sit down and go through samples or listen to different music and try to create a beat for hours. I'll be there all day. It's just that pursuing the fucking frontman rapper shit just don't hit me like that no more. But creating music is still there.
Yeah. It's funny because the older I get, and you were talking about like rock bands. Like, all right, you know who Modest Mouse is?
Yeah, yeah.
So I took my mom to see them for her birthday like a month or two
Oh,
ago.
that's dope.
And it's like yeah, that's who I go. We're going to see Father John Misty. I take her to
Oh,
go
that's
see
dope.
like
He's dope too. Yeah.
Fire. These dudes aren't posting on Instagram all the time at all. When's the last time I saw a Modest Mouse Instagram post or like a viral Modest Mouse? But it's like
Thanks.
he sold out. They sold out this huge venue, and it really was like it's a mentality switching thing I'm thinking about, where it's like the longevity versus the quick get. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They're so lucky for that, man, because you're right. Like a lot of the rock bands, bro, they rarely fucking post at all. They damn near a lot of them don't even have any type of social media presence, but their shows still sell out, bro. They shows still sell out. I just bought my older son. We just got tickets. We're gonna in February to see Deftones and fucking System of a Down. That social media presence is shit, very minimal.
Zero.
And,
Yeah.
but the fucking show sold out quick as shit from in Atlanta. It was crazy. Same with
What?
I fuck with Arcade Fire Heavy. You ever heard of it's and to this day, this album is still one of the dopest rock albums. You fuck with Block Party?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They first album, Silent Alarm, is so fire. But once again, they don't have this crazy social media presence, but when they do a show, they selling, man. It's crazy. I just saw them rock some fucking festival. I don't know what that is with rocking, but it seemed like unless it's like, the people that got their core fan base, it seemed like that transition don't really do it with rap like that.
Well, you were talking about how no one cares about real rap talent, but I disagree with you. I think that's like when you see a rock band, you see that's raw talent. There's no
Facts.
way that if you're not talented, that you could create those noises, that presence on stage. With a lot of rap music, you see it on stage and you're like, well, I enjoy the song, so I enjoy the moment. But when you see someone that really knows who has the skill or the talent of it, I feel like that is kind of a way to build that fan base long term. And yeah, you still have to push the social media with it, but it's like, like Webby taught me that because I was going around with Griselda, with Danny, like Danny Brown, with
Yeah.
all them, and it's a whole different. But when I saw Webby, where it's like his fans just love him because he's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
talented performer, I was like, oh, I kind of get it now. Not
I
that
will
those
say
dudes,
that.
other dudes aren't, but you know what I mean. He built
I know exactly what you're saying.
a
Yeah.
legacy market off of talent.
I do agree with you on that aspect too, because um like my oldest son, he's a teenager. Um, but when I put him on to like some of the shit that he has no idea about, like if I he's still like if I listen to a David Bowie fucking album or some shit like that, he's like, oh shit, what's this? And then he's down. That's how he got into either Deftones or System of a Down. Like he heard me playing that, but for him to be that young and that talent, and he see the shows and he sees certain shit, and I show him like certain videos, he's still captivated by that. So, but he's a part of this new generation. So you're right. I guess raw talent still will shine through. I give you that.
And I think the older people get, the more that's important because the older people get, the fan base starts to lose their ego too, the way an artist does.
Yeah, facts.
Because, like, of course, you're not going to be going after the big rap shit. You're like, as you said, you're in your 40s. You're not ego driven anymore.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Not at all. Yeah, not at all, bro. I'm just more so just what moves me. Like if something creative move me, I'll do it. Like that's what I'm more driven by, what I care more so about now. Just as long as I'm moved by it, man. That's why I was saying when I started dabbling into the other shit, it was just something that was moving me and something that was still pushing that creative passion out. So I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna just start making more of this shit. And if whatever the reception is, the perception is that I get from it, it is what it is. Like,
yeah.
I'm not,
Are you
I'm not.
what were you saying? Sorry.
No. Go on. What you was gonna say?
Are you sober? Or do you
Way more
drink,
than I
smoke?
used to. I've cut out a lot of stuff. I used I'm not completely sober
Yeah.
as far as I'll still drink alcohol occasionally, but I will say in a sense I've tried to be sober, but I'm a lot better, damn near to where I'm sober in a sense.
Do you smoke?
No, not anymore. Very every blue moon, and that's because it just every time I smoke lately, it's my parrot is I don't even go call it paranoia. It's just that I go someplace else and it's more so, but I'm gonna say this. If I smoke, it helps me see myself outside of myself and it helps me solve problems. I don't party smoke, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
I'm not a social smoker. I'm not a person, so I will smoke every blue fucking moon, but not necessarily.
But you were going OD when you were
Not with
younger?
smoking.
When you were
Uh,
younger?
no, I never been like a heavy smoker like that.
Just partying though?
Yeah, probably more so pills and fucking alcohol.
Oh, all right.
That was my vices.
Okay.
Yeah.
Psychedelics at all?
Um, I've dabbled, but never never was something. Those type of shits never was like something that kind of made me addicted. You know what I'm saying? It's like you do some shit. You may have a crazy experience, crazy trip, some sort of enlightenment, whether if it's a scary enlightenment that when you snap out of it, but it's never been a drug that I was just like, I want to keep,
No.
tripping, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that.
I like psychedelics for the growth of the mind or the ego or things like that, you know?
That's what I think. And that's what I
I've
think
done
stuff
like
like that is
DMT
for.
shits with shamans and shit.
I want to do that so bad, bro. I'm so scared though. I'm just like, a part of me wants to, but a part of me is so scared. How
Wait,
was
wait,
that shit?
what about it scares you?
I don't entering into the other side, man. Just I've had situations to where I've had bad trips and shit. And so you just kind of like, I hope I don't. And certain shit when you fuck with psychedelics, you want to make sure the common denominator I know that helps a trip is the energy and the environment. You
Hmm.
want to be around peaceful, good environment, but sometimes they say you got to just let go. Sometimes when shit's going to a bad place, it's hard for me to let go. I'm too aware of like, oh, yeah, I want to come down. You know what I'm saying? How was it for you?
I think DMT's quick, so it's easy to like I don't know. I think you'd be good. Like I think if
That's what I hear.
you
I hear it's quick, but I hear that you don't feel like it's quick.
maybe I don't know. I felt like if you want to better yourself, it's good. If you're like stuck in your ways, then probably it's not good. But
And that's why I'm at. I'm in a place to where it's like I want to better. I'm so open to any type of advice, anything that can help me get out of that place where you kind of stuck in your ways. Um,
then I think something like that is good. Now you should probably do it with someone who's like a shaman. You know what I mean? Like someone who's
so
done it
you did
before.
it with a shaman?
Yeah, yeah. I
How
met him
man?
at one of my comedy shows, actually. It's weird how
Really?
the universe works like that. I bet within the next year you'll probably meet someone who's like a shaman. It's just how the universe works, you know?
Yeah. So hold on,
And
break it. What was you don't mind sharing your experience? What was your
I was
when you
just
what was your trip like?
I started this podcast off of it on some weird
Yeah.
shit. Like I was just off. I was just like in a dark place, you know what I mean? Like I was doing comedy, I wasn't getting booked a lot. And then COVID hit and I couldn't perform anymore. And I met this guy who would just kind of teach me about spirituality. He was just kind of like an older dude who I met at a comedy show. He had good weed, so I'd go and buy weed from him, and he we would just talk about life and shit. And then he kind of like,
Yeah.
I'd pick up shrooms from him. I would do, whatever. And then he said he got DMT, and he's like, I've administered this before, and he asked if I wanted to do it like with him or have him administer it to me. And I was like, I need a change, you know what I mean? And so you go in, and really the only thing you need, at least what I needed, was an intention. So I went in like, what do I need to do to better myself?
Mm.
And my like higher power, my spirit. You go through crazy visuals. Like I saw Buddha. Buddha was my higher power, and Buddha told me that I like knew what I needed to do, and that's when I started my podcast, which like I know it sounds dumb. It's like the Joe Rogan.
No, it
It's
don't.
like
It
it's
don't.
like the Joe Rogan
Nah.
checklist to life. Like do DMT, start a podcast. But like that's what I got from it. And it just made me start on a path that I didn't. When you're younger and you start on your path,
Hmm.
you push it as far as you can, and then you kind of start to get lost. I feel like it
Yeah.
started me on another path. It was like, it's how if you're non-spiritual, it's how people describe like a near-death experience. You're like, you found a new appreciation for what you have in front of you.
When you were on it, was there any point to where you like you said it's quick, and I always hear that it's quick, but did you feel like it was quick, or you felt like you was going on this journey with it?
So when you have to like keep hitting it until you finally like break through.
Yeah.
And at that final point, you kind of have to make the decision to like give up control. And that's probably the hardest thing is because you'll start to be like, I don't want to. And then you have to just be like, and once you
Yeah.
do that, then your higher power, whatever. Like, I don't know. Like, it sounds crazy. I haven't talked about it on the
No, it
podcast
it,
in a
it
long time. So
I
it's
don't think
weird
it sounds
talking
crazy at all,
about.
bro.
But like,
Nah.
I woke up on the Himalaya mountains and there was like a fire like way far away, and I had to like walk through the snow to the fire, and I got to the fire and Buddha was sitting at the fire, and he told
Crazy.
me he told me that shit. And I know how that sounds to people who aren't
Nah.
spiritually aligned, but yeah, that's how I recommend it. And I've done it with a few friends, and they've always had a good time too. If you don't go in to be like, I'm gonna get fucked up and talk to God, like, yeah, like,
Yeah, see that, and that's where my mind is now. That's why a part of me wants to try something like that, because it's like you just said, the intentions is like I feel like I need some sort of breakthrough to get through the stagnation of certain of where my mind is right now.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's dope, bro. And that's but like I say, my it's always, and I think that's a roadblock always for anybody. The fear of the unknown always you know,
Yeah.
but you kind of go into places without fear. But no, that's I hear good things and I've heard crazy things, but I think what you just said was that, man, you got to have an intention. And because sometimes if you're just doing shit for the fuck of it, like I just want to get high, get fucked up, you're gonna go somewhere where, you know, it could be
Yeah.
good, it could be bad.
Yeah. What like makes you feel joy now, like as like in where you are in life?
To be honest with you, bro, it's the simple shit. Just shit. Going to the fucking movies with my kids or something like that, or going to get something to eat, or you know, going to watch my son play. Just it's like little shit, bro. Even maybe me and my girl going to driving nowhere, just driving in the fucking car. It's little silly shit, man, that kind of bring me joy more so than uh I gotta be on vacation and fucking go jet skiing. It's just little shit, man. Just shit,
Yeah.
getting out of the fucking house and just, you know, doing some just I don't know, shit. Sometimes, this Christmas I drove around with my family and looking at fucking Christmas lights, some shit like that. Just little shit, man. Like I said, I don't know what it is, man. The older I'm getting, the more I don't really need a lot of shit to kind of, you know, I still had that battle in my head to where, I got the negative thoughts and the all that shit. I'm still boxing that shit, but it's the little shit that kind of bring me joy. Sitting down, making a beat or listening to some shit. I might hear a song or something that like, oh, this is dope, and discovering a new artist or discovering an older artist. It it's just certain shit, bro. Not too. It don't take too much to make me fucking, you know, joyful.
That's cool. That's awesome to hear because I don't you haven't done a lot of interviews recently, right?
Nah, I
You did
haven't.
the
I
one with
haven't.
Kato like what, like
Yeah,
a couple months, like 7 months ago or some
yeah,
shit.
yeah. We did that
And
like summer of last year. Yep.
yeah, you guys were like not as happy about the music and shit. So I want,
Yeah.
I'm happy I get to hear you say that and, talk to you about this shit. Cause like, as a fan, I'm more just a fan of like, I want you to succeed, you know what I mean? Or feel happy. So it's cool to talk and, hear where you're at and everything.
I appreciate that, bro. I really do, really, really, truly appreciate that. Yeah, no, I still have my battles though, man. I think everybody do. Like, you just and I still battle that negative voice in my head, this the doubt, the fear, all that shit. I'm still battling. Um, I know it sounds cliche, but shit, it's a you need to take a shit step day by day, bro. Some days are better than other ones, but yeah, no, I still get that shit. But for the most, it's the little shit that bring me joy. Because sometimes I'll think back at moments of little shit that I had back in the day that, and I'm fixated on the thought, but at the time it was so much chaos that I couldn't be present and really enjoy those moments until you know what I'm saying? I don't
Yeah.
mean to get all fucking
No,
therapeutic.
no, I love hearing that shit because that's the real shit, you know what I mean? You never get to
Yeah.
enjoy shit in the moment. It's like going to the
Yeah,
gym.
nah.
You never enjoy the going to the gym, but you're never like upset you did a workout.
Facts. Facts. Yeah. 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 No, it's just I just want to be more so now I just want to be more present in the moments versus looking back like, damn, man, I really missed that. And you start thinking about I had it really good then, or I had those little moments was good. And it's like, damn, when I was in that moment, I was so miserable at the time that I couldn't even really see how good it was. I just want to be present and be mentally aware of how good shit is around me, or even if it's the little shit. Like I said, if I'm taking my kids to the movies, I don't want to be distracted in my head with dark thoughts or doubt. Just want to be like, yo, get out your head. Look at this moment right here. This is a good fucking moment. So
Yeah.
that's kind of where I'm at now, just trying to, battling my own self doubts and shit, but trying to still be aware and present and thankful of the moment I'm in.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I feel so insincere wrapping up, being like, "So
Uh,
what music do
nah,
you have
you
coming?"
good.
You know, and
You
I
good,
that's just
bro.
not the type of interview I do. So
Nah,
I can't be like, "So,
you good,
who's
bro.
featured on your next project?" You
Bro,
know?
that's your grandmom doing that rap
Yeah,
shit?
yeah.
Hilarious. How did you get her to do that, bro? That's
When I started this
hilarious.
podcast, she hated it because it's like I'm
Did
smoking
she?
weed with rappers, getting crazy, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But slowly, her seeing how it affected people, like she has an Instagram, so she reads all the
yeah.
messages and stuff. Like she doesn't go on that Instagram, but like she'll read comments. And I think she saw like, I don't know, that people listen to my podcast, that people like that I was doing something and that people it was affecting people and she kind of wanted to I think like be a part of it in a way and was like jokingly was
Bro,
like when are
that
you going to
shit is
interview me when are you and I was like what's the best way to have her be a part of this without like with it being like easy for her, not me being
yeah.
like what was the most fucked up thing that happened to you when you were my age, you know what I mean, like
Hey, that might be dope though. I'm one of those people. I would tune into that because I always like hearing like, anybody that's my elder, just hearing their perspective on life.
yeah.
Because they're in a place to where you eventually will get to as far as age wise, and just hearing their perspective and where their mind is, and I enjoy shit like that, bro. I think you should do that.
Now I would, but now that people know who she is, but it's
Yeah,
like, yeah, it just kind of happened and it just kind of grew. I did a Stove God one. That was the first one I did. It was a Stove God Cooks one with her.
yeah.
And I don't know, it just kind of took off, you know?
Dog, that shit is hilarious, bro. Hilarious. I love it, dog.
I love those too. I do too. It's so funny. I've been doing I did this stand up for 8 years, podcast for like four, and it's just something I did dumb and it just took off. Like, you never
Dog, yeah.
know. You
Keep
never
doing
know.
it, man. Keep doing that shit, dog. Don't stop that. Don't stop it, man.
So what do you have coming? Okay, do you have anything to plug? Do you have
Yeah, you know what, man? We did a kind of shitty job of plugging this shit. Me and Demrick did a project. We got out now. It's called Black Canvas. Um, and what's crazy, we kind of was sitting on the project for like 3 fucking years. It was like, man, let's just drop the shit. So that I'm trying to snap myself back into rapping. So I've been kind of working on some new rap music. I still got the kind of indie rock style shit. I got so many of those songs. I just gotta get them out. So that's really it, man. I'm just trying to get myself back into the swing of shit. After the tour, me and Demrick and Locksmith, after that tour we did, I kind of came back and I hadn't really created or did any music in a while. So I'm just trying to snap myself back into music mode, man. So I got a
yeah,
lot of shit coming up. Nothing set in stone, but I'm working on shit and you know, people go hear some shit. So I'm
fire.
snapping back into it.
And you have a 420 show?
Yeah, me and Webby, I'm on a show with Webby. He do his annual 420 show. So we go, that's in Denver, Colorado.
Sick. That's
So
awesome.
yeah. Webby the homie, man. I've been me and him been friends for a long time, man. And it's dope to see, the traction and the shit he's getting now. So salute to the homie, man.
He's been so kind to me. He's like one of the nicest people I've met doing this. We met through Knox, his producer Knox.
Yeah, yeah,
He was like, "You two will get along," and then we just did, and he had me pull up to his house, and he's just been so welcoming and honestly just an inspiring ass dude. Like, there's not many people who have it like him in the way where it's like he just keeps working, keeps doing it, and he seems to be like happy with it, like
yeah, yeah.
he's really
Always been a good
thankful.
dude, bro. That's kind
Yeah.
of how me and him hit it off. I met him through Yellow Wolf's producer Willpower back in the day. And me and him just been cool ever since, man. And like I say, we would call, and most of me and his conversations, man, just be about life shit, bro. And he's always just, get out. We both, hit each other up, pick each other's brain from time to time about advice and just certain shit. But he always been a good dude, man. And like I say, that's one of the homies. So salute to him. But yeah, the 420 show, Denver, gonna be
Fire.
crazy.
Well, thanks everyone for watching. Hit like and subscribe.
Hey,
Peace
bro,
out.
appreciate you for having me on, man.
Thank you.